Hello, hello! What's up, Rage Nation? Been a minute since I've been on the channel. Apologize for my extended absence from the channel. Been dealing with some stuff. So today, I'm hoping to get back into getting regular videos posted and stuff like that. But today, I've got a new thing that I found out about a while ago, and I did some research on it. And when I first found out about it, I thought for sure somebody else is doing this. There's another way to go, because I had never heard of this thing when I first came across it. And oddly enough, it was on Facebook. I saw an ad for it on Facebook. So probably about 8 months ago. I don't know, it's been a while. But, you know, and I was kind of not so sure about it. So, and I thought that my studio, my PreSonus stuff, which is now Fender Studio 8, and my PreSonus 32 channel SC, I thought that certainly that would do what I was needing to be done. But I sent them an email. I opened up a ticket and asked them. They said, unfortunately, we don't do that. And I was like, really? With all the technology we got nowadays, it's like nobody's doing this? Because I wasn't sure about this thing, because, you know, I guess it was Google that started this weird names and all that kind of stuff. So this thing is called Lutefish, and it is the Lutefish Stream, is what they call it. And this thing is amazing. Now, I've never used it before, but I've watched some YouTube videos, and thanks for everybody that's put that out. But this thing makes it where you can jam remotely with up to 5 other players. So I was unsure about this because my drummer, he's not real, like, he's okay with the cell phone, but as far as being, you know, internet and technical savvy, he's not so much. But I showed it to him, and he's like, yeah, I think I can do that. But the main thing is my drummer lives about 2 hours away, and this thing will go up to 500 miles, which he's well within 500 miles. I think he's 90, 100 miles from here. I'm in the Atlanta metro area, and, you know, the traffic in Atlanta is horrible. So, but anyway, so we looked at it. I researched it for a while to make sure it was, you know, what we needed. And this thing will help us, because with him coming, having to drive 2 hours, us rehearsing to get our songs down, sometimes was few and far between. So this thing is going to solve that for us. And all I've seen it on is videos. So here is the unboxing and getting it set up. Now, this thing is cool. It's got a lot of stuff on it. So obviously these guys that started this are probably rock musicians, rock aficionados, or just people, enthusiasts of rock and roll, and probably some other things too. But look, cowbell, more cowbell. So but there's a lot of cool stuff on here, you know. And that's one of the key things, that there's been a problem with this, because nobody could do it with low latency. And the way Lutefish solved the problem is that this thing plugs directly into a router. So it's gets rid of the latency. It's extremely low latency. So you just couldn't do it before any other way. Now this thing is really cool. So we're gonna open the box here, and Lutefish, welcome to Lutefish Stream. So it is a stream, and that's pretty cool. Bubble wrap packaging. The fish, I don't know where they got Lutefish from. That's what when I first saw it.
Because the lute is an instrument.
I know the lute is an instrument. I'm just saying, but why do they jammed lute and fish together? I don't get it, but, you know, it's memorable, that's for sure. You're kind of not going to forget that name. But so there's the unit right there. And the cool thing about this is it's like an interface, you know, like a PreSonus Audio Boss or a Focusrite, but it's not like an interface. It has the 2 multi jacks for XLR and 1/4 inch. It's got line and instrument, and there's there's what you do. That's how you get rid of the latency. This is an Ethernet hookup. And so you hook it straight to your router. And inside the box here, you have, it comes with a category 5 or 6 cable. It has the power cable, USB to USB-C. Even has some headphones, believe it or not. That's pretty strong. Because the unit has a 1/4-inch headphone jack, which is really good, because you know nowadays getting headphones, usually they have a little tiny jack on it and you have to find that adapter. So they've got both. There's your power USB-C, and then you have 2 channels, channel 1, channel 2, and then here's your level, and you also have for talkback a mic, a built-in mic for talkback. So this thing is pretty awesome. And the quick start here, it says all you have to do to get it going is you take the Ethernet cable and you hook it to your router, and it will flash because it has to update. So you just hook it up and it'll flash, and then when it's updated, when it boots properly, it'll be blue. So so we're going to do that. So that's all I'm doing in this video today is showing you how to get it up and going, and then in my next video I will make a video on what I think, how it works. But so we're gonna ease on over here to the router and get this thing powered up. I need to gonna hook the power cable to it and get the category 5 going here. I mean, it's probably category 6 by this time. I know they have category 6. I think they're working on 7, as a matter of fact. All right, got that plugged in to the Ethernet port there, and then on my router, we'll hook it to the Ethernet port here, and let's see what happens, because it's supposed to. All right, it's got power. There it is, right there. All right, that's the light they were talking about. So when it's done doing its thing, that thing will turn solid blue. Now, once you do this, you got to wait to do this. You got to wait for this to happen, and then you go online to lootfish.com, and which I already created an account, but you register the device and you punch in that serial number. Your serial number, not mine, and then it recognizes it. Once it's booted up, it recognizes it, and you, if you want to start jamming, you have to create a jam session, and you invite other musicians into that jam session, and you have to have an account to do that, which they offer $9.99 or $19.99, and they have free. So the free one doesn't give you the live streaming part of it. No, yeah, I mean, you get the live streaming, but you can't record, because on the $9.99 you can record. I think it's up to 5 gig. You get to record up to 5 gig. For the $19.99, you get, I don't know what the total is, but a bunch. You get a bunch more, and so you can record and record your jam sessions, and you can post that. It's really good quality sound and video. So because I've seen some of the postings that other people have done with the Lootfish, and other thing is that they offer a discount if you pay up front for the year. I think you can get it for $7.99, and then $7.99 or $17.99 for the full blown, the Mac Daddy. But you can also get a discount if you buy these in bulk. So I bought 2 because, you know, my drummer needs one too, and so I got, it's regular $249, I believe is what it was on the site, and I got it for $224 a piece with tax and everything. It was under $500 out the door, which is good. So basically with tax and everything, you got it for about $250 a piece. with taxes and all. So instead of buying it for $250 and then paying tax on top of that. But anyway, so we're gonna. Well, it looks like it did its thing. It's blue. So let me refer to the printed material over here, and I'm pretty sure that that's where we're at. It says the stream bar will blink purple and orange, indicating the start of the boot sequence. A solid blue light means the stream booted properly. So we got a solid blue light over there. The thing's booted up. I'm gonna stop at this point because I've got to. I'm not gonna bore you with that. I'll go to the lootfish.com and I'll get that registered, and then in the next video I'm going to show how it works, at least, and give you my thoughts on how I think it is. But so far I'm super impressed by it. That's really easy. So nothing hard about it. Well packaged. So, you know, just and I didn't even, this is the user guide. So it tells you everything you need to know, but you've got, there's so many features to it, and the simplicity of it is just, it's just great, because when you're doing something like this, you just want to be able to jam and not have a barrier to being able to jam and getting bogged down and all that stuff. So anyway, next time around, we'll see you in the next video. We'll have the Lootfish booted up and ready to start jamming. Hopefully I'll get, because my drummer's coming to pick up his this coming weekend, and we'll get him set up. And so hopefully the next time I can actually do a video of us getting going with it, where he's at home at his home and I'm here at the old Raging Gnome studio here. So I thank you guys for tuning in. If this is helpful, if you like this video, as always, like and subscribe. Comment if you got any questions. I'll put a link in the description for the Lootfish, and yeah, that's it. We'll see you in the next video. Rage out.